Hope everyone has had an absolutely amazing holidays, and thank you all for tuning in to today's video. I do want to say though, this is literally, guys, the 2 years anniversary of when I first uploaded my first ever video when it was relating to Warpath on this channel. So I do want to say thank you so much for 2 years, and also thank you so much for us to hit over 5,000 subscribers on the channel already. So again, guys, if you are enjoying this content, please think about sharing it to other members of your alliance or even your server, and let's try and grow this channel and see if we can hit 6,000 by the time it's my birthday, which is exactly halfway through the year in May. With that being said though, guys, let's jump into update 13.3. Now, update 13.3 is actually a bit of a calmer update, and it's actually going to be bringing a lot of more optimizations instead of bringing out a lot of new stuff, which I'm always happy for. And let's see what these optimizations are bringing. First of all, we are going to start off by mentioning there is going to be a new event coming, which is the Poseidon's Hunt, which technically means it's not new. We've had this before, but a new event is on the way. A new thing here is going to be a brand new tactic. Now, as we know, obviously the tactics are very strong, and they are slowly introducing the new naval ones. Now, this is going to basically be a new naval one. It is identical to the current one we have, which is Hellfire Barrage. Now, it's basically identical, except it now works for your naval units as well. It is only going to be for your naval troop, and when you select this troop, it is going to deal starting off at 4,500 coefficient, and by level 5 it goes up to 9,000. Now, here on the ground it is starting at 4,000 and goes up to 8,000, whereas the new naval one starts at 4,500 and goes all the way up to 9,000 at the end. But the actual troops themselves cannot take any more than 66% of their total HP, whereas I do believe this one they only take a maximum of 50%. So the new naval one is actually going to be bigger and stronger version of this option here. And once you level up these skills, as you know, at level 3 and level 5 you get new things. So for level 3, this tactic targets 1 extra map grid, meaning you get a total of 4 extra map grids instead of 3. So again, this is just a more bigger, better and upgraded version of the Hellfire Storm. And almost identical, if this tactic eliminates more than 50 reserves in total, it refunds the consumed tactical focus. This is identical with the new one as well. So if you end up hitting this, you'll instantly get the amount used to go back, so you can basically then use another tactic straight away afterwards. Now, another thing to note, guys, is they are trying to slowly but surely increase the amount of gold we earn. If we go here to the jurisdictions, obviously at 2,500 gold is the one you get for opening the final one, but if you open the second one here, currently we only earn 200 gold, which isn't a lot, obviously. But if we go over here to the test server, we now have a new and updated one where we earn a little bit more gold. We now earn 500, which means we're going to get a total of 3,000 gold instead of 2,700 from completing a jurisdiction. Now, is this extra 300 going to be a lot? No, not really, because let's be honest, you're only, on average, you normally do around 3 jurisdictions a day to be able to complete your either daily arms race or your battle honors, meaning you'll get literally an extra 900 gold if you just do 3, and obviously a little bit more, you could earn up to maybe 1,500 to 1,800 extra gold a day. That's very, very small amount, and I do think that it does in fact need to be improved even more, because the amount we are spending on all these new events, with the fact that we now have naval to look at, we've got air, we've got ground, we've got all of these different things we need to use gold on. It really is hard to, you know, especially for those free-to-play players, it's so hard to keep up with the amount of gold we need to consume just to survive, whereas the amount we're earning. It's almost like inflation is happening in-game as well as in real life. So with that being said though, guys, we're now going to move on to the operation expertise. Now, if you obviously play this game a lot, you know during level 4s they have brought out the new operation expertise, which is now available in every single L4. It's introduced as a main feature. With this, they are going to be changing a couple of things. I believe it's mainly to the combat engineering and the command tactics. So the first thing they are going to be changing, guys, is going to be reducing the field turret launch from 3 seconds to 1.5. So you know when a turret sort of starts attacking, it takes 3 seconds to attack. Now it only takes 1.5 seconds to activate and start attacking. So it's just going to attack a little bit quicker. The next thing is the reduced combat drones HP by 20%, meaning you can obviously deal a little bit more damage to them. But naval force troops deal an extra 80% damage now. They have increased the amount of damage they do. So naval troops now deal 80% more damage. So that's kind of crazy. If you think about it, the reduced HP of 20% plus the 80% extra damage, they're basically going to be doing double the amount of damage they used to do. But this is also because the naval troops do take a little bit longer to fire at these units. And if I'm honest with you, in the water, the drones could never get hit, if I'm honest with you, which is, I think it's a nice little update to see that with the drones. Now, the next thing here, guys, they have actually changed how the drones operate when attacking someone's base. So as we know, with the combat drones, you could either attack units or a base. Now, before, they done a little bit of damage to a base, but nothing crazy, if I'm honest with you. But you really did notice that difference if a base HP is low. If people spam the drones, they could actually end up doing some decent damage to it. So they have now changed how that works. So if your HP of your base drops below 70%, your drones reduced damage of 25%. If your base HP falls below 30%, then the drone's damage is reduced by 50%. Meaning, obviously, the weaker your base is, the weaker the drones are at attacking the base. So the next one here, command tactics. Now, command tactics, guys, they've slightly changed how the reserve camp works. And also, I do believe the air assistance. So they have extended the timer on how long the reserve camp lasts. Previously, it was 120 seconds, meaning 2 hours. But now they've doubled it to 240 minutes, which means it's now going to last for 4 hours at a time. And on top of it lasting for 4 hours, it actually also reduced its time to construct down to just 1 minute. I do believe it was set at either 5 or 10 minutes to build the actual camp. I don't know because I've never personally used it myself. I believe it was 5 or 10 minutes, but they have now reduced it to just 1 minute. They have now made a resupply reminder feature where basically the leader can activate it and it reminds people to send their reserves that are in the rally, for example, to that camp so that obviously the rally leader can then manually retrain those troops and doesn't obviously need to be online. And they have also added an extra effect to radio jamming. Now, I'm not 100% what radio jamming is. I've tried to find out. I'm assuming it's like the air assistance thing. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, it reduces all affected enemy bombers' damage by 2%. And obviously, as we know, you can level it up to 10%. Now, again, I don't know if this is included in air assistance. Maybe it's linked in with that. But please, if you are someone who uses command tactics a lot, please let me know if you know what this is referring to. Now, we have got a new optimization coming in for Vancouver. Now, obviously, we are going into Alexandria, and I believe after Alexandria, we have got potentially Agency returning, and then after that I think it's Vancouver, if I've got it in my memory working correctly. But Vancouver is getting a slight change. Now, what is going to be happening is there going to be a new weather system, another cycle of weather. So we're still going to have the rain, the storms, and all of that, but there's now going to be something called a heat wave. Now, what a heat wave does, guys, is during a heat wave, map buildings and alliance building territories burn 10% faster. So, as we know, in the stormy days, it takes longer to burn people. But now there is going to be heat waves where it's faster to burn people. By people, I mean alliance territories. And also, during this heat wave, all troops gain an extra 10% firepower. So, again, this is just going to be introduced and become a part of the weather cycle. It's not going to replace anything else. It's just going to join it, and there are going to be more options of different types of weather. So the next optimization is coming here to Brave's Path. Now, as you can see here, the event information is the same, but they have added a new scheduling system. So over here, you can actually see the current schedule season, and it will obviously gives you all the information as to when it finishes, and also the date in which the store opens and the event closes. And you can then also see the following season. So we can now see that the following season warm-up starts on the 26th, and it starts the actual event on the 1st of March. Now, the 1st of March is when it will start, and then it goes all the way through, guys, till basically here where it closes, and the store will open on the 18th. And then finally, it finishes in July. So I think that it's pretty cool that we're getting all this information straight through. So with regards, guys, to the Valor Vault, as it currently stands, you do need to earn XP to be able to unlock these different levels and tiers. that is actually going to be different now. They're going to be removing this XP system, and you just obviously earn your coins, and during earning your coins, guys, you can then spend your coins on any of the actual rewards. So if we go back over here, you'll see now that you could just get any of the rewards as long as you have the actual keys. Now the keys still remain the same. So as you can see here, you got the legendary vault, you've just got the normal shop. It says shop here, but it's the gold key, and then you've got the silver key. So one thing again, I do want to make sure you are all well aware of, because this is very important. If you buy something from the legendary store, you've now used the legendary key. You cannot then go and use the gold key or the silver key. So let's just say, for example, you've been to legendary and you've got your legendary key and you're looking forward to grabbing these new skins or something like that, and you're thinking, oh, I'm actually just going to quickly grab a couple of these officer statues over here, or I need to grab some badges over here. Once you purchase those first, you will now be locked into the silver store, and you cannot buy from the other two stores. You can only get from one store and one store only. So make sure that wherever you're buying from, you buy from the store you want to get first, as the others will be locked out once you've made your first purchase. This is something that a lot of people didn't actually realize that happened, and they actually lost out on a few things I've heard in the first season. So with that being said, guys, obviously, as you know, we've got the skins coming. I have shown all these before, but they are officially showing them now over here. As I mentioned, guys, this is something new. They're going to be changing it so that you don't have to get XP. You just earn your coins, and then you use your coins depending on whether you've been legendary, gold, or silver tier battlefields. They have also added some more ranking information now. So when you go to the rankings, you can actually see a more detailed information of how you earn it. And you can also see, moving forward, you can see how people have done in each conquest. That information is now going to be recorded and saved moving forward. So yeah, we've got a little bit of an update here to the Braves path, which is pretty nice. Moving on, guys, we have got the next update, which is a very small one, but when you are in your sort of army setup here, your formation, and you click on a unit, you can now, from this little tab here, change the unit skin. It's just a very small little change. Obviously, if I go over to the main one, you can see that if I go here now and I click on this, there is no option to change the skin. If I want to change the skin, I have to manually go into it and change it through this way. So they've just made a little one less click shortcut. Speaking of one less click shortcuts, I do hope that eventually an optimization that's going to come is going to be something that makes the daily sort of missions, where you got to do all these daily missions. You got all of this now. You've got the daily missions here. Everything takes so long to do, and I know they're making such progress even for some people who are new. Obviously, you've got the claymore now. You can quick deploy. We never had that at the start of the game. Everything used to be so many more buttons, and slowly but surely Lilith are making it so that we have to do less and less button work. But it feels like with all the new things coming out, all the new units, that we're still having to do so many things. And I'm looking forward to when more optimizations come out to minimize the amount of clicking that we have to do just to send and do stuff. So hopefully that will also be more optimizations coming in the future. Finally, guys, we have actually got some visual effects changes, which is hopefully going to improve performance. Now, they've said here that they have changed a lot of how they are played to improve performance. For example, the first one being smoke. As you know, when your unit gets damaged, it starts smoking, and it's a really nice effect. So basically, guys, what they've done is they've just minimized the amount of smoke that's going to be emitted, whether it's moving or whether it's not moving. They are going to basically change the amount of animation that's played for it. And obviously, if there is more than 60 units on the screen, it won't appear at all. This is just going to be something that's going to slowly but surely improve the visualization. The next thing is going to be the bullets for your fighter paint. The bullets for your fighters, the bullets that your tanks shoot, they're actually going to be sort of changing the effects, and now they fade out more quickly, which means that, again, that's going to be using less memory. If, for example, there are too many players on the screen, and when you zoom out, you notice it goes into a sort of light mode or something like that. In this light mode, they have completely removed the firing effects. They've also completely removed animations, engine smoke, and all of that has been disabled. So again, it's also going to make it so that you are running a lot smoother. Also, we have got another optimization when it comes to your base being attacked. As you know, when your base gets attacked, you have a sort of red screen, a red border around your screen. and this red border is actually going to be slightly changed now. When zoomed out, it says that the red, it will flash on your screen, and basically your relocation will pop up immediately if you are zoomed out. Before, it did have a little bit of a delay when zoomed out, but if you are obviously zoomed out now, it's basically more instant on how quick it's going to actually pop up on your screen for you to be able to redeploy. And finally, guys, the last thing is troop icons. Obviously, as you know, these are the troop icons here. You can see them when you are zoomed out. Apparently, they have optimized the display of your troops, allied troops, and enemy troops at all levels. So again, when you're zoomed out, you don't actually see the enemy icons. It's only once you get into a certain level, at this level here, you will start to see the troops. But apparently they have optimized the icons at all levels, so I'm sure we'll be able to see that eventually. If I go over here, I don't believe I can really see much. Let me just grab this out and zoom out. I've not noticed any change, but again, it is just going to be for me. So if we zoom out all the way here, I can still see my unit, but of course I can't see the enemies. So I don't know how that's going to work, if I'm honest with you, but I'm sure we'll see that in battle as well. It says Death Wish, but that's actually Mag next to me. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, as I mentioned, guys, that's everything for 13.3. Let me know down below in the comments, are you happy of optimization things coming in, or are you always someone who wants new content? Because I genuinely really do enjoy having optimization updates where they do nothing but just improve the game. I think that this, you know, quality of life updates are obviously always welcomed. But overall, guys, I feel like they're very, very far and few between how often we get those updates. It's normally just new content, new content, new content. I do actually hope, and we'll try and push Lilith to ask them to just do more and more optimizations to improve the game, its quality, its how much it runs. Because even as of late, I've noticed on PC, you know, when I first downloaded Warpath on PC, it was so smooth. It was like butter. There was never anything wrong with it. My PC never went into light mode. Now, within 5 minutes of loading up Warpath, my PC goes into light mode. I have a very good PC, okay? I can run multiple AAA games at the same time and not drop frames, but Warpath struggles. So I don't get it. It doesn't really make much sense. Let's hope that we can get some more optimizations to improve the stability. But overall, guys, I think this is a bit of a W update. I do just wish there was a little bit more, especially when it comes to that update for the jurisdiction. 300 extra gold per jurisdiction. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I also feel like it won't correlate to a lot either if you look at it from the whole day's point of view. In a whole day, you're going to get an extra maybe 900 to 1800 gold per day. That's nothing in the terms of how much you have to spend, you know, per week, per day, just to survive in this game now. So yeah, hopefully they'll do some more of that. That's just my take from this update. That's the one thing I hope that they sort of maybe try and improve a little bit more. Let me know if there's anything you want to see majorly improved down in the comments. As always, guys, I appreciate you all. Hope you all have an absolute beautiful new year, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.